Hey, what's up guys, Henry the Blasian here, and as you can see on the screen here in front of you, you can now collect 7 more historic players. This includes Amethyst Jerry Sloan, who's from the Bulls. This includes Amethyst STEPHON MARBURY from the Timberwolves, Amethyst Pj Brown from the Pelicans, Amethyst Strickland from the Wizards, Amethyst David Lee from the Knicks, EATON from the Jazz, and Paul Westmore from the Phoenix Suns. Now today, we're going to be taking a look at these cards' stats and talk about which ones are going to be worth and which ones are not going to be worth completing as far as collections and costs. Let's get right into this video. I came from nothing to something like it's nothing. Yeah, you know I done it. That is no discussion, bitch. I'm ballin'. Alright, so to start off, we're going to start off with the Eastern Conference, and the first one it's going to be is the Bulls. Now, that is going to be this Amethyst Jerry Sloan, and you can see that you have to collect Michael Jordan and everything. So right off the bat, I can basically tell you that this card is just not going to be worth it. Why am I saying that? You're going to have to pay like almost 600k for this card. So I'm going to go ahead and put his stats up on the screen here, and you can see that he's a 91 overall, 300 salary cap player. He's only 6'5", which kind of sucks, but he does come with 2 Hall of Fame badges. Now these 2 Hall of Fame badges are defensive stopper and pickpocket, so that is making him a really good defensive card. But the thing is, he is 6'5", so the blow-by animation is still real. Looking at these card stats, there's just nothing that's super impressive and sticks out. For an Amethyst card, he's only got an 85 open mid, 86 open 3, average speed, no ball control to speed boost whatsoever, terrible speed with ball, is not athletic enough to dunk, his driving layup is doo-doo, and his defense is just the only thing that's going for him, and that's even just nothing too crazily. I mean, it's all in the 90s, but when you're not that strong, his strength is a 60, you're gonna get blown by as far as animations. It's gonna be a little bit crazy, so I'm not even sure. I'm gonna say right off the bat that this Amethyst Jerry Sloan is just not gonna be worth it. Alright, so up next is going to be the Knicks reward, and that is going to be this Amethyst David Lee. Now, this Amethyst David Lee, he's honestly not looking too bad for what I would expect out of him. His Hall of Fame badge is going to be Hall of Fame Putback King, but as far as attributes go, you can see right here, he's got decent speed for a big man. It's nothing too crazily, obviously, but he's got really good post game, a good draw foul, good standing dunk, a really nasty mid-range, and super good rebounding as well. As far as defense, he's fairly average, but you don't really expect anything too crazily out of him, and you can see that the cards that you have to collect from him are nothing too crazy, so I don't see this collection being stupidly expensive either. Most expensive card I see here is Amari Stoudemire, maybe that Ruby Michael Ray Richardson. I don't think he's in the auction house yet. No, he's not, but that is the one card I see that's gonna be maybe super expensive because it's gonna be the new card that's out. But hopefully, if a bunch of people rip historic packs, which I was very unlikely, then this card should not be too expensive. But David Lee, for now, I'm gonna say he's more worth it than Jerry Sloan, is what we'll start by saying. So now we'll go ahead and take a look at the next card. It's a card I've been curious about, and that is this Amethyst Strickland. Now this card, I've never really heard of Strickland too much. I didn't really watch the NBA when I was that young, but apparently he was a really good player. So looking at his stats here, you guys can see that he's got super good playmaking stats, super good speed. This card is already better than Jerry Sloan. 96 driving layup. I mean, he cannot dunk, but he can shoot the mid-range. He can shoot the 3. His ball control and passing and speed is amazing. His defense is really good. So this card's not looking too bad. As far as expensive collection, this collection is not looking too expensive as well. Jerry Stackhouse is a really cheap card. Bernard King is the new Ruby that was added today, who is not in the auction house yet, but that is one of the cards you'll have to pick up. Hopefully that card isn't going for too much. I'm sure rubies are going to start dropping in price now that amethysts are now letting it fly everywhere. So this Strickland, I'm not going to say he's worth it though. Like, the stats are good, but he's not worth it. The reason being for this is because he's 6'3". 6'3", a point guard, not so athletic. You just don't benefit in this game. I mean, his Hall of Fame badges are Hall of Fame Ankle Breaker and Hall of Fame Acrobat, so going to the basket might be a little easier with that Hall of Fame badge. But as far as spending a bunch of MT, there's going to be way better point guards that you don't need to spend your MT on him. STEPHON MARBURY is probably one of them. He's more hype. He's probably going to be more expensive, but I just don't think that this card is worth it. You're better off saving your MT, picking up a better Curry or something later. You do not need this Strickland. You are not going to suffer without him, and in that sense, I'm going to say that he's not that worth it. Alright, so up next here is the Jazz collection. This Jazz collection is going to be this Amethyst EATON. Now, this is a card a lot of people are looking forward to. This card's an absolute defensive god. Putting his stats up on the screen right now, the 2 Hall of Fame badges he does come with is Hall of Fame Rim Protector, super nice, and Hall of Fame Defensive Stopper, another super nice Hall of Fame badge. Now obviously when you're looking at this card's stats, he's only meant for one thing, and that's basically defense. You don't exactly expect him to do much on offense because he makes up for it so much on defense. His rebounding is absolutely ridiculous. His defending is absolutely ridiculous. He's 7'4". He is 7'4". He is as tall as Ralph Sampson, Rick Smits, all those other centers, except he's actually got the mass. I believe he's 275 pounds. 90 standing dunk, 90 standing layup. That's all I need him to do on offense. 80 drop fouls, decent. When he goes to the line, he has a free throw of a 71, so that's not too bad. 95 strength is also very good. So this card is not too bad. I don't see him being too expensive. A lot of the cards in this collection are very slept on, and the biggest card in this collection is a collection reward from the current collection itself, Daryl Griffith. Everything else shouldn't be too bad. Gail Goodrich should be the new card that's added, but he is not in the auction house right now. But as far as looking at this card, I would say that this card is worth it in comparison to all these other cards. Mark Eaton has always been a super good and consistent defensive card. I would definitely recommend you pick him up. With the Hall of Fame defensive badges, he's going to be super good. Alright, so up next, we're going to move to the historic Pelicans, and that's going to be Amethyst Pj Brown. Now, this was one of those sleeper cards that I was using at the beginning of the year. I was using the Emerald one, and when I used it, I said I was going to go get this Amethyst one. Now, this Amethyst one is super nice. He also comes with Hall of Fame defensive stopper, and I'll put his stats up on the screen here, and you can see that he's all about the defense as well, except the difference is he's got the mid-range, he's faster, he's still got the strength while having the standing dunk and standing layup, and he is 7'1". He does only weigh 240 pounds though in comparison to Mark Eaton's 275, but this card looking super nice. I mean, I think he's a decent card. The only thing that kind of sucks is that he's got no post game, so again, just meant for pure defense. There's probably other centers you can find for better that are going for cheaper. I mean, but if you're wanting all these gold badges and Hall of Fame badges, then you probably want to go for it. As far as saying he's worth it, I don't think he's worth it. He's obviously not worth it for the MT. I'm only saying he's worth it because of how I've played with him, but realistically, this card is not going to be worth it. I don't recommend that most of you complete this. This center, there's going to be more centers in the game that are a lot better and can hit the mid-range. Once Karl-Anthony Towns gets some moments, once DeMarcus gets that Amethyst moments, then it's just not going to matter. But we're going to go ahead and take a look at the next card, and that is going to be the one from the Suns, Paul Westphal. Now, I've never really heard of this guy. He doesn't exactly look like anything too special in my opinion, but we're going to go ahead and put the stats up on the screen here. And you can see that this card is looking a little also very average. Nothing too special sticks out about this card. He's also 6'4", so that's one thing that's super underwhelming. As far as Hall of Fame badges, he has Hall of Fame mid-range Deadeye and Hall of Fame tireless scorer. The biggest reason I see that these collections are going to be super expensive, because a lot of these cards are honestly not that great, is because collecting them all gives you that reward Julius Erving or reward Dirk Nowitzki. That's probably the only reason these cards are going to stay super expensive for a while. But you guys can see that this card's a decent shooter, decent mid-range, decent speed. He's kind of like decent everywhere. There's nowhere he really excels, and that's why I'm gonna say this card isn't worth it. He looks nice, but 6'4", not 7'4", sorry, 6'4" average stats and good Hall of Fame badges, but it's just not something that's gonna be worth the collection unless he's super cheap. But I'm pretty sure Connie Hawkins is still going for quite a good amount. You see, he's going for 90K. So I don't even think this card itself is worth 90K. So again, I'm saying 2K's taking an L on this card, and this card's not worth it. But moving on to the very last card, this is a card that everyone's been wanting in the game for a while, and that is going to be this Amethyst STEPHON Marbury. Now I'm going to go ahead and put his stats up on the screen here, and you can see that this card is stupidly fast. He doesn't have a crazy three-pointer. He's got a nice mid-range, really good ball control, unreal speed with ball, good driving layup, and average defending. Nothing too crazy with a decent drop foul. Now, is this card going to be worth it? I'm going to say right off the bat, no, because he's super hyped. That is the problem. And before we get more into him, his 2 Hall of Fame badges are tireless scorer and 1-man fast break. Those actually are really nice Hall of Fame badges. Those are one thing I like, the Hall of Fame badges. But he is a 6'3" point guard where he is going to suffer. For those of you that don't mind a short point guard, then he is probably going to be nice and worth it. I think he's super nice because he's super fast compared to all the other point guards we've looked at. That's why I think he's better, either him or Rod Strickland. But that Jerry Sloan or that Paul Westphal, they're trash. Like, they're shooting guards and they should be run at the 1 because they're just way too short to be run at the 2. Alright, but looking at this card, he's gonna be fun. I'm sure his dribble moves are gonna be disgusting. I thought he was gonna have like Hall of Fame ankle breaker, seeing as how it is STEPHON Marbury, but I'm assuming maybe the Knicks version that we get is gonna be the one that's gonna be stupidly nasty. But this card, I'm just gonna say most of these historic collections aren't worth it, but if any of these 7 are gonna be worth it, I'm gonna say it's gonna be Mark Eaton mainly, and then maybe Rod Strickland or STEPHON Marbury, and then David Lee. David Lee is gonna be nice, Mark Eaton is gonna be nice, and then STEPHON or Rod Strickland. But that's how I see Mark Eaton as being the highest value out of all this and being the most consistent card and worth it for the MT that you would spend for it. But those are the new 7 historic Amethyst cards. I think 2K is going to drop Moments cards later. I'm assuming we're getting that Ruby Moments Kevin Durant. Hopefully I can pull them and get you guys a gameplay. And just in advance, if I start to upload a little slower than usual, maybe skipping a day or two. I know we've been on an awesome streak and you guys have been giving me awesome support, but that's because I got finals coming up in the next week. So I'm trying to get some of these videos out now so that when I can't upload, I've at least gotten out the content that I can get out for you guys and give it my all. Because I'm trying to give it my all for you guys. I'm trying to grow. We're all growing together as the Blasian Nation. You guys have been giving me amazing love. Again, I can't thank you guys enough for that. So guys, that is, if I do start to lack on uploads, go ahead and give me a slap in the head. Remind me on Twitter. Remind me in the comment section below. I will be doing what I can, obviously. It'll only last a week, guys, and then we'll be back to this everyday grind. But if you guys did enjoy the video, don't forget to leave a like. And for you new viewers, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and join the Blasian Nation. Thanks for watching, guys, and as always, have a nice day.